You're gonna
What
say
the
that.
heck, man?
I
A
mean,
little respect,
no,
please.
the artistry is where your
Thank you.
craft. And the technical of
Fine.
gluing.
I'm
a
gonna
actual-
make you eat those words.
But it's. I'm not saying.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Behind the Brilliance. I'm Ashtyn.
And I'm Danielle. And today we have our first remote guests. We are honored to be in the presence of Paul and Tussanee Lubers, the founders of LashCast and LashCon. And they've had such a unique view of the lash industry. And they've reached millions of people through their podcast, LashCast, 8 years of LashCon. And so we've brought them on because we want to talk about what they've built and what we can expect this year. So yes, welcome Paul and Tussanee to Behind the Brilliance. So before we get into LashCon, take us back a little bit. When you first started LashCast, did you ever imagine that it would grow into what it is today?
Actually, no. I mean, for us, when we got started, it was purely out of the need to have a voice for people who do things a little weird like that, because we were always the weirdos. We were always the outsiders. We were always, we weren't the popular kids, and we'd go to trade shows. Tuss does lashes wrong, she was told. So we thought, well, I mean, if we're not the only ones, we can't be the only ones. I mean, you remember, you've been around too. There was a time in our industry where no one shared anything. It was all like, I literally would hear people in Facebook groups go, "What glue you're using?" And they'd be like, "I'll never tell you what glue unless you pay me for my class." Like, it was so secretive, so protective. And then I felt bad because, here we were actually, if someone called me on this, our front desk, and people would call, lash artists would call, because I helped front desk. They'd be like, "Hi, I just want to know what glue you guys use." And I'd be like, "Oh, we use this glue." I mean, I didn't care. I mean, people weren't coming to us for our glue that we use. People came to us because Tussanee had an amazing technique, and we had 4-week retention for our clients, and people come once a month, when most places were going once every 2 to 3 weeks. Plus, we had a very natural look that was very classic looking, that always looked good no matter what. And our clientele skewed a little more affluent and a little bit more, more older, yeah. Or I'd say, what did it say? Mature. They like to say mature. Anyhow, I'm still waiting for that to happen for me. That said, we basically started a podcast just because we're like, okay, well, I know everyone says this is how you do lashes and this is how you do business, but there's other ways. And what if we bring up those other ways? What if we just share because we've been in this industry since 2005. So we've tried a lot. We've done booth rental, we've had employees, we've had commission, we've done team base, we've Tuss's now solo again. Like we've done almost every format other than salon suite. Actually, no, we're renting booths now for our space in Pasadena. So we've done every model there is. And so we just thought, why don't we just share this stuff with the community? I don't know if anyone's going to care. I mean, for the first year, I think we had, maybe 1,000 listens. I mean, it was like no one cared. I mean, it was like I think that the first podcast I know regularly was doing Lash podcasting, we'll call it. But at that time, there had been one other gal who was on for maybe like 6 months, and she sadly then quit. But then after that, we were just doing it, trying to just help the industry and see where it went.
It just felt like outsiders. And for us, I think it was just an exercise so that we could share what we know and not feel weird about it, right? Like, we just wanted to create a space that we fit in.
And very much
we didn't fit in anywhere else.
Yeah, it was about also normalizing sharing now, because this is back in the days when Gary Vee was just beginning to blow up. And I've been following Gary Vee, I think, since right when he first got on, like 2014, 2015. And so he was very big on pushing people like, just share your information, build community, serve your community. Because I always thought, what we need to do, if we're ever going to sell anything, we have to build a community first. Like, we need to first invest in serving people and loving on people. And then if we come up with something down the road where it was or it's classes or it's LashCon or something like that, then at least we've served and given back before we were ever taken or asked to take from anyone. And that was really our focus. And I think for a lot of people, the takeaway, if they're listening, is I see a lot of people first just going to the ask, give me, versus why don't you build your community? Why don't you serve your community? Love on people, help people first. And then once you've done a lot of loving, then you can say, oh, by the way, you know what? I have this thing I'm selling, or this thing that I would love to offer you, and maybe you'll want to buy it or something like that. It's a little bit more of a you give.
relationship. You've
Yeah.
actually poured into somebody before you ever ask for anything.
Oh, I have chills the way that you say, love on. I don't know why this has given me chills just preparing
Yeah.
for this, because I have been here. I've been watching you guys unfold. I too, well, Tussanee, I learned that you've been 21 years in the industry. I've been in the industry 20 years. We've seen a lot unfold. And I know we've been through a lot together through this journey. But I love that you touch on, I think a lot of people can take away from this is that you felt like outsiders. But here you are leading a lash conference, the lash conference, and people feel like you have to look a certain way or be a certain way in order to start, or it takes a lot of confidence. Yes, you don't always have that in the beginning. It takes what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. I'm thinking of it too, but I can't find
Well,
it.
You have to be brave.
just be a fool and go out there and do things. Make noise. As Seth Godin likes to say, go make a ruckus.
Make a ruckus.
Go make a ruckus.
Yes.
Which
I
I
love that you
love
reference-
that. It's just like, just try stuff. And some things will work, some things will not work. But through that trial and error, you're going to find your path that works for you. And you're going, oh, this is where I should be.
We have a
Yes.
saying that action breeds clarity. And sometimes you don't know what the action is, but as soon as you start to do something, you'll be like, this is the right way, this is the wrong way, because that didn't work out. So let's pivot and let's go a different direction.
Yeah.
But whenever you create action, it does bring clarity, because you're going to realize that was either the right step or the wrong step.
So when you fail, as they say, when you fail, you learn the lesson that you were meant to get. Like failing is just learning the lessons and then adapting and changing, which is, fits in our theme because it's called pivot. But anyhow, we'll get into that, I'm sure, a little bit later.
Yes, exactly. We will. So with this front row seat that we've had, and maybe, obviously I love, Paul, that you have so much knowledge. Paul, have you ever tried lashes before?
No, it's crazy at this point. I almost feel like it'd be wrong for me to do it because I've been in 21 years and I've never done it.
You mean like
I've
put
had lashes on me.
him?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I've had lashes on me.
But
yes.
he's actually never tried.
No,
we should
keep-
stage that.
We keep talking about me one day. She should just teach me and do a
Let's just do a challenge one day. Honestly, Tussanee, you should just put up the camera and be like, Paul, from everything that you've seen, let's see if you could just do it with no instruction at this point.
That would
No,
be
I
so
think
funny.
I would. Because I think, I don't think I'll do it well, but I understand how to do it. I mean, the concept is we're not like building a rocket ship, right? We're not like, oh my gosh, which part goes first? Like, okay, I'm going to get the fan. And thank God for ProMades. Now I don't have to hand make a fan.
I just have to take umbrage with we're not building a rocket ship.
I know you're going to
What
say
the
that.
heck, man?
I
A
mean,
little respect,
no,
please.
the artistry is where your
Thank
craft. And the technical of gluing.
I'm
a
gonna
actual-
make you eat those words.
But I'm not saying it's easy. And it's also extremely, for me, and this is why I've told you, it's tedious. I just think it's really hard to do something for 2 hours over and over and over like that. Like, I know she likes crafting, so crafting's kind of the same thing. I'm not like that. I would die.
Well, we should try to kill you.
Yeah, try to kill me, see what happens. Yeah.
Well, shoot, I know you guys are going to be busy when you're here in San Diego, but if you wanted to
Right.
come do that stunt here at our salon, we'd be happy to set you up, Paul, and set you
Oh
up
my
with this
gosh,
challenge.
yeah.
You can do
I have
my
a
lashes.
feeling-
I'll let you.
Okay. We'll see how it goes. If I find some dead time or I feel like we're ahead of schedule, which this year we currently are with LashCon, who knows? Maybe we could do that, something like that. It'd be fun.
All right, well, we're here. So we're
All
excited
right.
that you're going to be in our backyard for sure.
Yeah.
Well, okay, back to LashCon. What did you feel was missing in the industry that made you want to create this event?
Well, I think I'd been to conferences before and they were fun, but they didn't have as much connection as I wanted. Being an attendee, you find that you're looking for several things when you go to a conference. And the most important thing, I think, is to be seen. And I think people want the opportunities to be professionally respected. Um, and connected with other people. And a lot of times the conference was just a speaker and a room where everyone sat in, and there wasn't as many opportunities to connect with one another and also with the
Because
speakers
there's big round tables, so you're far apart from everyone.
and traditionally the
Yeah.
speakers would sit at a table like that's like the popular kids table. And I just thought there could be something different where people are some of those barriers are broken down. Some of the program lends itself to connection in ways that you put yourself out there without realizing you're even doing that. For example, we have like the not the newbie club.
Well, when you first arrive, on your badge, if you're new, it will say newbie, and if you're alumni or return, it will say alumni. So that way, newbies are not to shame them. It's not like we're here to haze the newbies.
No,
It's supposed to. So if they do that, the staff, the volunteers, other alumni know
everybody
reach
knows.
out, let them know they might be by themselves. Make sure that you
Oh.
connect with them.
It's part of our culture at LashCon to make sure that everybody is included. The very first time that we started LashCon, we hired an actress and we named her Fanny Fan because she made fan. And
She's a fan of lashes too.
she, her job was to go around and anybody that was alone or um just not part of the group, she was to engage with them
Yeah,
because I didn't want anyone feeling like left
yeah.
behind or shy. And
Oh.
And now we have ambassadors that basically like 10, 12, 13, I forget how many ambassadors we have, but their job is to come to LashCon and be walking around looking for basically people all by themselves and welcome them in. This is what Tuss does the whole time. She literally walks up. If you come to LashCon and you're by yourself, Tuss, and you want to talk to someone, just come to Tuss, and she literally will walk around and go, let me introduce my friends. And Tussanee will walk you around and it'll help you meet at least 2 or 3 people. And that way you'll feel like connected. I mean, the whole thing this is all Tuss's DNA, by the way, because I think she had been more to conferences than me, and she always felt like an outsider. I mean, Tuss is super friendly, so she'd make friends, but she just saw so many people around the room just sitting by themselves, kind of shy, kicking the carpet or whatever, feeling alone. And she's like, we can't do that with LashCon. LashCon has to be a place where everyone at least you give them a shot to make a connection. It may not. I mean, there's some people
that are still
they're
shy.
so shy that they're like, I won't talk to anyone. I can't do this. I'm so socially awkward, or it's so stressful. They have anxiety and all that. But we do all our best. When you first get there this year, we actually have a little welcome room we're doing. So you check in. Actually, before that, I should say, first you do a tea ceremony. We have this little tea ceremony when you arrive, and we'll have someone there to lead a toast to goodwill, good vibes, have a great time. It's just a great way, and you'll get to meet a few people that are in line with you with that toast. Then after you check in, we have we're calling this like our Disney feature, where you go to a little waiting room where we will have a staff member ambassador explain how LashCon works, how to download the app, how the app works, where everything is, how the schedule is, and all the highlights of the weekend. And then the ambassador is going to walk you through the whole floor and show you where everything is, like a tour guide. So our whole goal during that time is that people get to meet each other, even if they come alone. So, I mean, Tuss always says that she wants everyone to be seen. That's our thing. If you're seen at LashCon, that means you matter, and everyone wants to matter. That's really in the end. You just want to know: do I have purpose? Do I have meaning? Do I have something to add to this world? And I come to LashCon with my gift. It may seem small and very minor, but for me, this is everything I got, and I just want to see if people receive it. And that's our hope: is to love on that, receive that, and give it back. A perfect example: at our first LashCon, that we can't do this now because we're too big, but the first year, Tuss came to me about maybe 3 weeks before LashCon and says, hey, I want to do a video at the very beginning, when people first walk in and the lights go down and the stage light comes up. I want to do video of every person's face on the screen saying, welcome to LashCon. And it was like 270 people. And I had to send an email out, and I had to basically harass everyone from sponsors, speakers to attendees. And I got maybe 250 photos and I created a little video montage. So when the first thing came on, it said, welcome to LashCon. And then all the faces just popped on and off with their names. And we did that it took like 7 minutes because it's 270 people. It's a lot. Now, if we did 800, 900 people, it would probably take like 30 minutes, which no one wants to sit around for that long and just watch faces. So we can't do that again. But that was kind of like almost like initial start, like, you matter. you are important to us. And that's how LashCon's ever been since.
That is so cute. I love that so much.
And I think that really ties into what you actually said right at the beginning, Paul, was I remember this era where it was very secretive. Nobody wanted to share. It was so new. Lashes was just misunderstood by a lot of people. And then,
Yeah.
of us that were established, it was kind of like, it was very interesting times. And again, traditionally, I think even in hair and before lashes became a thing, salons could be considered a very like catty place to be, where
Yeah.
there's a lot of disagreements or comparison and whatnot. So creating a space where people feel comfortable and not competitive, and it's actually this exponentially amazing feeling. I feel like we've gotten to experience that in our micro environment, the salons that we work in. There is no tolerance for unkindness, or it's like we are friends, we are family, and what a great feeling that is. I don't, to
Mhm.
the opposite is such a weird place to be, or to feel like you're being judged by your peer or whatnot. So I think that's amazing that you took that added layer and added this into LashCon. I've also been to those bigger conferences, i.e. CSC Vegas and all those things.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
very dry. You feel like those types of conferences are losing their excitement, because what do you get from those events anymore? You can go to
Yeah.
classes online, you can, but when you get to be in the presence of people who genuinely care and you're creating connections, I think that's a huge deal. And that's obviously what's setting LashCon apart. So,
No, that's why we did it, because we weren't feeling that way. And one other thing I think was just, again, kind of like our podcast, we just wanted to share information. We just wanted to help people. And at that time, every Lash conference was all about technique, no business. No one was talking about business. And we saw a huge opportunity. Say, know what if we did in fact, LashCon, the irony about LashCon, for the first like 4 years, we had no Lash classes at LashCon. It was 100% all business, marketing, customer service, sales, whatever you want to talk about, anything but someone showing you technique. Now, LashCon's evolved because guess what? Most conferences you go to actually have business now. We're no longer unique in that sense. So we've decided to pivot and change a little bit. And so we've added in trainings, new, skills, new tips and stuff like that on top of what we're doing. Because, you can't just keep doing the same thing forever. You got to kind of like roll with the times, evolve and work with people. Otherwise, I think you do get stale, get old, and sadly, you eventually become irrelevant. So that's something we're trying our best not to happen.
Well, like you mentioned, like the big trade shows, and you think, where's the connection? Because they are so
Yeah.
huge, and
Got 20,000 people.
you do feel like just a like a peon. Like you don't feel like you're connected.
Yeah.
But, we started partnering with Premier, which is, a bigger conference,
Well, it's a
and
trade show. Yeah.
trade show, that's
Yeah.
what I meant,
Yeah.
and we've been, able to create, like, a little mini LashCon within the structure of Premier, which has been really fun because, we're able to bring a little bit of the fun of LashCon and some of the games and
Yeah.
some of the connection to those bigger events. I mean, it's just the Lash, audience, not like all the hairdressers and the
No.
skin people,
We have a
but
room that seats anywhere from 80 to like 160 people. And usually we get packed. I mean, lash artists have not in the past gotten a lot of love at trade shows. They kind of like
right?
that forgotten group. And only in the last couple of years, I feel like lash artists are finally now being seen. And when we go to premiere, we'll have tons of people in our classrooms. And it's just a mini lash con for 2 or 3 days, depending on how long the trade show is. Just connect, help build community. It's both. In fact, we have one next weekend. We're going to be in San Antonio next weekend at the premiere show, and then we'll be at the Columbus show in October. And then next year, we're about to sign a contract for all 4 shows. We're going to be in Anaheim, Orlando, which is huge, by the way. It's probably the biggest show now in the United
Orlando
States.
is like
It's amazing.
it used to be Vegas,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Orlando's
Orlando's
taken over. IBS are now Be Well
no,
is okay. We're friends with them. We know them, but I know they've been struggling a little bit. While Premier, I feel like has at least a little bit more momentum. And right now, it's actually a really great place for lash artists. If you're going to pick a trade show right now, my recommendation is to go look at Premier.
Well, that's good to know because I've been a little bit out of the loop with not Lash conferences
Yeah,
because you are the Lash conference, but those bigger conferences I took part in the late night 2019, and I just
yeah,
felt like this decline
yeah.
and the energy there. So that is amazing, and what they're smart to have to partner with you because you are bringing that energy and that life, and so they're probably going to take your lead. With that
That's
being said, this year's theme is pivot and thrive. So,
yes.
what made you feel like this was the right message for 2026?
You know, it was we have this thing we do every year. I have a list of probably 50 to 75 ideas, just words, ideas, buzz phrases that we've collected over the years. We're always
It's a
looking.
file that we keep
Yeah,
adding to whenever we have an idea about what should we do for the next conference.
yeah. And so then we just sit down. Like this last year, we actually went out to Tennessee and went with our team. We met there, had an Airbnb, and we spent 3 days basically planning the year, planning the schedule, trying to outline everything, the flow, and we sat down and worked on the theme. And really, when the theme wasn't something we did. The first year we had no theme. Our third year is where we really had started a theme because it was after COVID and it was called Connected because we're like, we need to get everyone connected again. So we look at what's going on trending wise in the industry. And that last year we just felt like, you know what? We need to celebrate lash artistry. So we called it Rise of the Lash Artist. We want to say, I feel like a lot of people are discouraged. They don't feel like they're matter. They're not. So we want to say that last year was all about celebrating lash artistry. Like, let's get back to basics. I think after COVID, for a few years, everyone was being sold this idea. You have to be, if you want to be a boss, you have to have like 18 businesses. You have to be a trainer. You have to have
Multiple streams of
yeah,
income.
multiple streams of income because everyone said we can't rely on being a lash
You can't
artist
be a lash artist
because if
for
you work
20
in
years.
California, as you know, we were shut down for like 8 months, right? We couldn't work. So now you have to have other streams of income, which is a nice idea, but practically speaking, we were telling people basically that you have 5 different jobs. Like you need to have 5 full-time jobs, not just one. And people were just like, this is stressing me out. So we said last year, we were like, let's bring it back to this. What if you were just going back to be a lash artist? What if you just spent 8 hours a day being the best lash artist in the world? You can make good money. You can make $100,000-$200,000 a year just being a lash artist if you really want to make it. If that's your focus. Versus, I'm a lash artist. Oh, I'm doing trainings. Oh, I'm doing products. Oh, I'm an influence. Oh, I'm now trying to do this. I'm doing that. And before you know it, you get nothing. You're doing nothing because you're doing 80 things half-assed instead of one thing exceptionally. So that was last year's theme. So this year, Pivot and Thrive was our theme. And we were just like, you know what? I think people are stuck. I think our industry's stuck. I think everyone's been trying to get things going, but I think we're trying the old methods. Like we think it's still 2019 or it's 2021. It's 2026. Everything's changed. Nothing looks like what it used to be. You can't make money by just saying, I have a training and no one's going to sign up. You can't just say, I'm going to do a webinar. No one will pay for it unless it's free, right? All these things that we thought man, back in 2020 and 21, we would have a webinar. We'd make like $10,000 on a 2-hour class. It was insane. I was like, wow, I don't have to barely work now. We'll just coast and it'll be easy. But unfortunately, there were a lot of bad players back then doing the same thing, and they kind of spoiled the pot because they basically posted classes that were sucking and they were charging. There were ebooks. I remember people selling ebooks for like $200 and it was like 40 pages. I'm like, what the heck are you doing? You're totally ripping people off. You're destroying trust. Then there was a whole MLL thing where the multi-level video class, like 2 years ago, people were selling multi-level and say, I got a complete training for you. And if you just buy from me, you can resell it to other people. And guess what? After about 6 months, everyone who could buy it had bought it and it was
Right.
dead, like overnight. No one was buying it anymore. So there's all these little things that people have been trying, some of them gimmicky, some of them are sincere, but it's a new game now. So it's time to pivot. You have to find a new path. You have to reinvent yourself and try a new direction. So this whole year at LashCon, or this in a few weeks, we're just hopefully going to be encouraging people to think differently. Like, don't just wake up today, go in your business and think, I'm just going to do what I did yesterday. You got to challenge every assumption, every system, every operation you have in place and say, what if I did it differently? What if I tried this? What if I did that? And then the magic will begin.
There's this book called Who Moved My Cheese, And it's like a little story about these mice.
2 mice, yeah.
And basically, every day they would go to the same place to get their cheese because it appeared in the same place. And then one day it doesn't. And so one mouse is like, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to wait for the cheese. And the other one like goes off looking for food. And it's encouraging us as business owners to do the same thing because sometimes the conditions change just like they do in business. The stuff that was appropriate and worked for us 2 years ago, 3 years ago doesn't work today. And that's the encouragement for our audience is to pivot when the wind changes, when resources change. You've got to structure your business differently so that you can find sustenance and survive.
Yeah, I think the thrive is really important because you can pivot and die too, by the way. It's like if you make the wrong choices, but the idea is to see it as a positive. It's a framework, it's a mindset, it's an idea like, hey, I'm not so married to my ideas that I will never change from them or pivot from them. I will always be willing to go where the cheese is. If the cheese is moved, I need to move. What got you here will not get you there. I know we all get in business, and I've been in business now for like 20 some years. You kind of want to do a set and forget. Like that's your goal. Like, oh, I just want to set it up and forget it and move on, make money the rest of my life. That doesn't exist. You will never set and forget. You will always set and tweak, tweak and pivot, change up, throw it out, start over, reboot. Like there's so many things that you're going to have to do if you want to thrive. Otherwise, if you want to set and forget, no offense, this is not a knock on it, but just go get a job, right? Just go work for someone and let them deal with the pivoting. Like you just go get your paycheck, collect it, go home, sleep at night, and let your boss and the owners worry about how the business is going to grow, how it's going to find new clients, how it's going to do that. Because if that's and that's fine, by the way. There are a lot of people I think that probably should do that. It'd probably be a more happy, more restful place for them to be versus stressing every night about, oh my gosh, I had 2 clients cancel and they're not coming back. Where am I going to get new clients? I suck at marketing. I hate social media and also the stuff they're stressing about finding people. So yeah, there's hopefully that's for us this year, the kind of the emphasis that people will walk away with encouragement that it's okay. I know it's hard. I know it's been difficult, but you're going to find a new pathway and you're going to thrive.
I feel like we talk about that a lot. We always talk about how people go into the industry and think that like, oh, I just do lashes, but like that's not all it is. Like there's a whole business that you have to run behind it. So I loved that.
Absolutely.
What are you guys most personally excited about for LashCon this year? What should people not miss?
Yeah. You want me to? You got you plan
Well,
something.
uh, Star Search is something super exciting.
Yeah.
Basically, where it's an opportunity for your average lash artist to go on stage and deliver like a 3-minute speech. It is an opportunity to be a speaker for next year's
We'll
conference.
pick 2 speakers from the Star Search lineup.
But even if you don't get picked, it's an opportunity for you to put yourself out there, to to get yourself out of your comfort zone, to be on the big stage. So it's an opportunity for you to have people take pictures of you when you know you're doing your thing so that you can use it for your own marketing.
I mean, we're gonna have a video wall behind you, so there'll be 2 screens on the video wall, and the video wall is really gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, we have already selected. We had a little preliminary selection process, and 15 people got selected for their 3-minute talk, and we've been coaching them and working with them to make sure they feel ready for this thing. So they will go up there. It's gonna look great, and I don't think we'll have slides. We're gonna allow that because there's just too many people too
There's
quickly
too
going
many
through.
people, but it's an opportunity to be able to say, I was on the stage
Yeah,
at LashCon
yeah.
and I took a chance on myself and I got to share what was important to me.
And
It's
the
like
room will be packed, by the way. We're gonna have it's now and it started out as a thing called open mic 4 years ago or 3 years ago, and that was just some people and like maybe 30 people showed up and they just got on a little stage and it was very minor, low key. But last year we kind
it's
of upped the
grown.
ante, and this year it's going to be on the big stage. In between, we have 4 main sessions. We have 2 big sessions. Then the third one will be just a Star Search, and then we'll wrap up with our final session all in one room on Saturday, and then on Sunday, Monday, we have breakouts. But yeah, I think this is going to be really, really kind of cool to see some rising stars because one of the biggest I think concerns people have in this industry is like, it's always the same voices. We just keep hearing the same people over and over. And we want new voices with new ideas and new stuff. Well, guess what? We're going to have 15 people. I don't think any of these people have ever spoken on a stage before. Each one is going to have their moment in the sunlight and really have their 5 minutes of fame or 3 minutes of fame. What do they call it? 15 minutes. What is it? The saying is 15 minutes. And hopefully, not hopefully, but 2 of them will be selected to speak next year. And I think that's going to be a really cool thing to see them evolve and grow into a speaker next year.
That's so cool. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
There really
so
is
cool.
so many exciting things about LashCon. We're really excited to be a part of it. Go ahead.
I can say more because we just covered one thing. Let me give you a quick rundown because someone's like, well, okay, Star Search's not my thing. Let me tell you, if anyone's watching that cares about some of this stuff, maybe we'll hit the button that makes you get excited. So we also have the largest lash trade show in the country. So I know you can go to other trade shows and you'll see mostly hair, nails, skin, but this is focused on you guys. This is your community. This is your family. It's lashes and brows, everyone there. So there'll be 47 or 48 booths. Of those, probably 30 are lash brands. We also have some products, services based stuff and some other companies there that will help you with your business, but it's mainly lashes. It's amazing. And you'll have 2 full days while you have classes. You can go to the trade show, buy whatever you want. All the major brands are there from PLA to Lashbox to Live Bay, and all this stuff. So it's going to be a really, really cool opportunity to connect with those brands, and all the owners are there to hang out. So you can meet all the people. Some of these people are influencers or big names that you probably recognize. They're all just average people, so you have a chance to hang out with them, talk to them, party with them. So I think that's a big part. I think also that the other thing that we're really excited about are always the parties, the themes.
The parties are so much fun.
Yeah, our theme this year is it's Pivot and Thrive. It's set in kind of this Italian Amalfi Coast, cool.
Amalfi Coast. I just want to make
Amalfi.
sure you
Did I
it's
say
like
Amalfi?
a mafia.
Mafia Coast.
That's what it sounded like. I thought we were doing a mafia theme.
Yeah, no mafia. But
Amalfi.
Amalfi. We have a casino night on Saturday, the gala, lots of fun. We have our karaoke party on Friday night, which is really fun. Lashbox doing, Lightheart's doing the party on Saturday. And then we have our PJ party where at the end of the show, you just show up in your PJs, hang out, dance, have fun. And then we have our Lashy Awards, which is the other real big thing we're excited about. That's our kind of our black tie kind of event where you show up in your gowns and your outfits. We have a 20-foot red carpet where we come take pictures. We have a glam bot so you can do your cool moves in front of the glam bot. We have a 360 booth, lots of photo ops, and there's a couple of bars, grab a drink, sit down, relax with friends, and then go into the award show where we're going to announce, I think it's like this year we're doing something new. We're not just announcing the winners, we're also announcing runner-ups. So runner-ups get a trophy just like the winners do. So that way at least now 2 people for each category are going to get, and there's Lash Artist of the Year, Lash Brand of the Year, all this stuff. So tons of great opportunities. And hopefully next year, if you're listening and you didn't know about us, you can apply for the Lashy Awards because I think it's really the Oscars for the lash industry. We've been doing it now for 5 years, maybe 6 years actually.
Yeah, and it's not just like the Lash Artist of the Year. I mean, there's a lot of lash artists all over the world that are killing it in their own little private business. We wanted the Lashies to be an opportunity for those gals to throw their hat in the ring and say, hey, I'm doing something really special. So we have many people in one category to be recognized for like just killing it in their own business.
I mean, it's because it's really business focused. We have lash categories now, but the majority of the awards are about business because that's what we want to reward because so many lash awards focus on, artistry, which is great. We need that. But we're like, again, we're always looking for the gaps and the opportunities. We're like, well, what aren't people doing? So we said, let's focus on the business side too and reward good business behavior because we wanted the Lashies really to mainly be once a year, you should always reflect on your business and evaluate your business. Is it working? Is it good? Is it, do I have problems? Do I need to change things? And what we thought the Lashy Award application process would become is this great checklist of, oh yeah, I'm doing this well. No, I'm a little weak here. Oh, I could do this better. And that's why we started. We always tell people like apply to hopefully win or get nominated. That's great, but do it because it's going to force you to rethink your business every year.
The process of it is what sharpens you. And so, the award is just like your extra prize.
The frosting on the cake.
The frosting, the sprinkles, right?
Yeah.
The whipped cream. because the actual heart of it is the process, the refining process that you get when you reflect and you change.
Yeah. So, anyhow, there's a few more highlights. There's a lot more I can go on, but I'm sure people at some point like, okay, it's enough.
That's enough.
Well, no, we love that. This is a great opportunity because we want anyone who's on the fence, who's maybe never been to LashCon or, they're not sure if it's worth all the time and investment. They're getting way beyond their time. And I mean, what an opportunity to learn, grow, connect, and just elevate themselves. So I think this is, this is a good message to anyone who hasn't thought about coming yet. We have 3 weeks left.
Yes.
And
And by the way, plane tickets aren't insane right now. I've been watching Southwest. You can fly across the country for like $300 right now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's right after Labor Day. So Labor Day, the weekend after Labor Day is one of the deadest weekends of the year for travel because
perfect.
everyone's done with traveling. So you can still get a last second plane ticket and not have to pay like $1,000 like you normally do if you buy last second plane tickets. You can still get on and with at least Southwest. So it's still reasonably, I say affordable versus, usually when you think, oh, last second ticket, I'm going to pay $1,000. No.
And there's a lot of opportunities. You might be thinking like, oh my gosh, I can't go by myself because I'm going to be alone. I don't know anybody. We have built into the cake processes for you to meet people. We have like a party of one.
Yeah, party for one where you basically only people come solo are allowed to go, and we play games to help you meet people.
It's fun.
It's the very first thing we do at 5 o'clock on Friday afternoon. People come, they hang out. We'll help you at least meet a handful of people. And I've heard this now because we've been doing this for 8 years. Countless people say, I found my last bestie at LashCon. Like that is just a normal thing. Like I came alone and now I have community. Half the people every year of LashCon are coming back, at least half, maybe a little more than half are returning people. It tells you that they're coming back to their homecoming. They're coming back to their family. It's not like a bunch of strangers that come together once a year and they leave. They never talk to each other again. You come to LashCon alone, but you leave as a family. So it's really cool.
You have somebody to hang out with and share your grievances all year round.
They carry your burdens.
It's a special place to get connected.
It's true. It's true. Well, before we let you go, we wanted to touch on one little subject that we actually had a guest last week talk about. So real quick, unLashCon related.
Okay.
Do you want to lead this?
Yeah. Okay. So you guys recently just had a big pivot in your lives and you relocated to Reno. How has that transition been for you? Because me and Danielle and our past podcast guests have also relocated to a whole other area and rebuilt everything from like the ground up. So how has that been for you? Do you have any tips?
Yeah, like for somebody else who's doing the same thing.
It's a whole new ball of wax. And there are things that are amazing about it. And then there's things that you're like, oh my gosh, I never thought of that. Or you really have to readjust. For me, I'm still in two places because
we're not actually, here's the irony. We haven't set up her business yet here in Reno. Because we moved from LA.
I don't have my license in Nevada yet. It's easy to get because it's just transferred. But I practice in California still.
She flies down. Kind of like, I know, Danielle, I don't know if you still do this, but you were going up to Monterey.
I live in two places. And so it's possible. And that's the beauty
of what she does.
Yeah, well, perfect. I mean,
she
that's an
flies
encouraging.
down to Pasadena every other week, does her clients, comes back here, and we're looking now, starting in January, February, for her to actually start marketing, and we're gonna, we're gonna use Facebook ads or Meta ads, and we're gonna basically build her business again here. Because now that we're here and we're like, okay, this is our home, we can now begin to trade down a little bit what we're doing in LA because we've been in Pasadena for 30 plus years. That's kind of still our home at heart, but
it's really hard because my clients have been with me, most of them for over 15 years.
Yeah.
And
I get
she's seen their kids grow up, go to college. I mean, it's like she's seen their whole life start with little ones and some of them are getting married now. So it's been a hard journey. She doesn't really want to let go of it, but it's also physically hard. As you know, traveling so much is not easy. It's not for everyone. And I think we're getting to a point where like maybe it's time to totally pivot and fully invest here and slowly let the Los Angeles connection die. But it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, but it's what I think is best for us in the long run.
It's so much more than lashes, the relationships that you build with your clients. And I think that is ultimately what is so special about the industry that we all get to share, is that we get to come to work and literally hang out with our best friends and share that community that does seem to dissipate now through the connections of social media. The fact that we can do so much virtually now makes those in-person connections that much more special. So I know that how special those people are to you, Tussanee. And that is a little bit of a promising, strategy for somebody, is that, hey, sometimes you make so much money that you can afford to basically travel to see your clients during your transition. And then, sometimes you don't have to just pick up. And I know her mom is a hairstylist and goes to Idaho once a month and does her clients. So it's something that people do.
Yeah, you just have to make sure you're charging enough. Don't be charging $50 a fill.
Exactly. Charge what you're worth.
Tuss charges like between $219 and $290 for her fill. So for her, if she has a full day, she'll get $1,000 out of that day. So it pays for the trip. I mean, the plane cost us $150. So it's not going to kill us for her to travel back and forth.
Well, so we're excited that we get to be one of your sponsors, and we just want to let everybody know that we are sponsoring the Lashy Awards red carpet event.
Oh my gosh, it's fabulous.
Which is actually, for a lot of people, is the highlight of the weekend. That red carpet
is our Oscars.
It is. It's very special.
We have photographers there, and everyone kind of lines up and gets behind the red carpet. It's just so much fun.
It is. And we have interviews going on.
Chance to be seen and feel pretty and be captured.
Yeah, it's going to be really special. And you guys, we appreciate you coming on, being our sponsors for that, and kind of giving it. We'll have your flair. I know you guys are going to do some fun stuff with it too. And I just can't wait for it, because it really, for everyone, can't wait. Sunday night is always kind of like is kind of the pinnacle of the whole weekend.
Yay! That's so exciting. And our pivot for our brand is that really we are building a community, because like you, we do believe it's very useful to have people to lean on, to talk with, to share encouragement, get advice. And so we're really going all in on our community. And so our goal during LashCon is really to also just connect with as many attendants, speakers, and sponsors. We're going to come with our mics and we're going to do many interviews. So we want to meet as many people as we possibly can. And for anyone that wants to participate in our giveaway, we'll be giving away $1,000 worth of brilliant products and or courses for those people who want to come up to us, take a selfie with us, and join our community.
Yeah.
And we're just really excited to be there and cover the event. We also plan to be vlogging every day. So actually every day we're going to edit a vlog, post it, so that people who maybe aren't there can also kind of just experience a little bit about what's going on. So we're really excited to just be covering the event.
Yes, we're coming as like a little news reporter almost.
Oh, that's going to be such a value to our attendees.
Yeah.
Seriously, just capturing like word on the street, like people, the way that they dress, the things that they do, it's so fun. It's like a festival. So you're going to have a lot of content.
I have chills.
Yay!
I'm so fun. I'm so excited. I'm so glad that we can even just like identify, like you said, the newbies, because we want to make people feel welcome too. We love what we do. So we'll be joining in with your ambassadors as well, and just loving on the newbies.
You're going to fit right in.
It's actually part of our DNA. When we do a lot of meetings beforehand. So we meet with our volunteers, we meet with our staff, we meet with our speakers, we meet with our sponsors. And actually, one of the first things we talked about is how it's their responsibility when they come to LashCon to be friendly and to reach out and connect with people. We always tell people that, especially for my staff and volunteers, I say, look, Mickey Mouse doesn't get a bad day at Disneyland. So it's like Minnie might divorce him, but he can't go to Disneyland and kick kids because Minnie left him, right? He has to be on stage and bouncing around happy and all that. And that's what we are. It's not saying we're superhuman and we got, but at the same time, all these people pay so much money, sometimes a couple $1,000 to come to LashCon. And we owe it to them to take care of them and be on point and be there to serve them. And so we can't, be all walking around tired, dead, just because you spoke on stage doesn't mean you get to be a jerk. Like, just because you basically were up late working last night on a party doesn't mean the next morning you just basically ignore people and say, leave me alone, wear your hoodie, and walk around all frowned and mad. Like, that's not how it works here. We are here. It's only 4 days. So it's not like you're asking for a year to do this. For 4 days, bring your A game, love on people, serve your community, and give back. And I guarantee you, when you're done, you're going to feel so good about yourself. Whether you're a speaker, whether you're a sponsor, whether you're a staff member, even the attendee. A lot of the attendees take this to heart, where they go, it's my job to come to LashCon and love on people and support people and help people. And that's why they come, because they've seen it happen to them and now they want to give back. So that's what we try to build. It's like anything, we're human and we all fail, but that's what
That's
we're
our
aspiring
highest
to. That's what
goal.
we're aiming for.
Well, luckily, I feel like that should come pretty natural because it sounds like the energy is so high and everyone's having so much fun. So I feel like that's just a natural
Positive, yeah.
result. And so, yeah, well, we are so excited. And thank you again so much for taking the time this close to the event. I know you're so busy and you have all these other conferences that you're being a part of. So
Yeah.
we're honored and excited to be there and can't wait to give you a hug in person.
Yes.
In your hometown, we'll be in San Diego,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Yes.
Yay. Well,
Thank
Thank
you,
you, thank you,
Danielle and
thank you.
Ashtyn.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
guys for
guys.
coming on.
See you on our next episode.
Bye.
Bye-bye.